What's up, team? Welcome back to another video with me, Larissa. Today we are going to be lifting Boulder shoulders, my favorite thing to lift of all time. I'm so excited. Okay, so we're going to be lifting in supersets just like my other videos, which are, linked down below and in the workout playlist, so check those out. A superset is 2 exercises back to back with little or no rest in between. And I am working, I think, in 10 to 12, 12 to 15 rep range in this video. Do what works for you. I like to really fatigue them out just because I do lift lighter weights for shoulders due to just like to get a nice pump, and I do have some shoulder injuries. So do what you can and let's get lifting. Our first move in our first superset is going to be a barbell press, full to a half. So we are seated. I like to be seated so that my posture doesn't sway, as well as I like to keep a straight back. So we're going to bring the barbell down to our chest, press up overhead, and then bring it back down to about our chin level, and then back up, and that's 1 rep. So down all the way to about our clavicle, up, down to our chin, back up. And there's a couple different grips that isolate different muscles. Here I'm taking a wide grip, which is isolating the anterior and middle deltoid, but a neutral grip works the anterior deltoids, pec major on the clavicular head, the triceps brachii, serratus anterior traps, supraspinatus, whereas a narrow grip isolates the anterior deltoid and the clavicular head of the pec major. So it just depends on what you want to work, and I like to isolate the anterior and middle delts. The second move in our first superset is an upright row. So I like to have my grip just slightly past shoulder width apart, and I'm going to lift the bar straight up to my chest and bring it back down. And we're using control with this, no swaying out, it's just going straight up pretty much all the way up our body. And again, we're not trying to use momentum, and we're trying to keep a nice flat back, really working on bringing that arm up and elbows going out. And the muscles that are being worked here are our deltoids, biceps, and our trapezius muscles. Our second superset starts off with lateral raises. So our back is straight, shoulders are rolled back and down, locking them into their pockets. Palms are facing in, feet are shoulder hip width apart. Our elbows are going to have a soft bend to them, and we're going to raise our arms up to shoulder height. I like to keep my pinkies a little bit higher, so kind of just bringing them up a little bit more, rotating the shoulder slightly. And that's going to work the middle and rear delt with that grip. You can keep your hands neutral and just raise them up straight, but I feel like the acromion process gets in the way and it just causes more impingements, so I like to do pinkies up. The second move in our second superset is a bent over rear delt raise. So we're hinged at the hips, our back is flat, and our elbows still have that soft bend in them. A modification for this is to lay face down on an inclined bench, just inclined a little bit lower than normal. And the muscles here, we're just going to extend our arms back in a fly position, as you can see. The muscles being worked here are the rear delt, the rhomboids, teres minor, infraspinatus, middle and lower traps. So again, we're bringing our arms up kind of like we're flying, soft bend, and really giving that mind to muscle to get that rear delt activated. Our third superset starts off with a cable front raise. So here I'm using an overhand grip, and my elbows are bent, making a diamond. And the cable is set all the way to low. I'm going to raise my arms to shoulder height and then lower it back down. I like to play with different cable attachments, such as like a V-bar and holding so my thumbs are slightly up. However, I couldn't find that attachment, so here it is with this attachment. Pick whatever works for you, play around with it. You can do it single arm if you wanted to really isolate each side. And these muscles are using deltoids, mainly the anterior deltoid and the clavicular head of the pec major. The third superset second move is a rear delt cable pull. So I like to set the cable about shoulder height or a little bit lower because I do a little hover squat. And we're going to pull the cable back so our arm makes a 90-degree bend and the arm is still parallel to the ground. So really pulling back using that rear delt, so the back of our shoulder muscle. And it's really, really mind to muscle with this move. You really have to feel it. If you're working out with somebody, have them tap on that back of that shoulder to activate it a little bit more. And no lawnmower pulling, so no using your whole body to rip through this. We're just trying to use that rear delt. The muscles being worked are the rear delt. Our last superset is working on our sits muscles, so our external and internal rotations. I do warm up with a band doing these, so feel free to do that. For the external rotation, as you can see here, the cable is set to where my hand rests when my elbow is bent to 90 degrees and my outside hand grabs the cable handle, and I'm going to externally rotate my arm out. And you can also do it to where you lift your arm off your side. I just prefer to do it this way at this time. And this is going to be working the infraspinatus, rear delt muscle, and the teres minor. The second move in the last superset is internal arm rotation. So again, the cable is still set to that same height, and we're going to take our inside arm and grab the cable. We're going to internally rotate the shoulder by bringing that arm across our abdominals. So really pulling in, pausing for a second on that abdominal muscle, and then rotating back to your starting point. Not over rotating to an external rotation. And this is going to be working the subscapularis, teres major, and anterior delt. All right, team, that is the end of the workout. Remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you are notified when I upload new videos like this one or the step aerobics ones that I like to post every once in a while. Any questions, comments, or concerns, put them down below in the comments section. I will hopefully get back to you super soon. But with that, respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thank you.